Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday night, so you know what time it is. It's time for the Golfing Dads. And tonight with us, we got Paul from Jolly Golf. Welcome, Paul.
Hey, guys.
Paul.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, we met you at the show last year, and I got to see your not only amazing booth, but the amazing products that you have there for us.
I just want to know, Paul, you rolled into the show, new exhibitor, and all of a sudden you end up in the retreat near our buddies from Dormy with all these other high-end brands around you. And I was like, man, walking into the retreat is nice. Let's go.
Yeah, it's nice. And actually next year we're going to be right next to Dormy too.
Are you?
Nice.
Yeah, we're right next to them. They're going to slide right next to us. Yeah, that retreat is a spot, isn't it? It's beautiful. Yeah. So we actually, that was our second time at the show. We were at the show 2 years ago. That was actually the launch of the brand.
Okay.
We did the inventor spotlight, which is amazing. And it's a great spot to get feedback from everybody. Everybody kind of understands your pre-revenue and whatnot. So I had to apply to get into that. We got into that. And, you have to apply to get into the retreat too. But I remember the year before when I was there, I walked through the retreat and I said, if I come back, if we can make it so that we can come back, I knew I wanted to be in the retreat. That's the place to be.
Well, now we know where the party is next year. If we got you and Dormy right next to each other, that's going to be a.
I'm just going to warn you. I'm just going to warn you. If you're next to Dormy, they're good friends of ours.
Yeah, I know.
My liver definitely needs some recovery time after I hang out with them, and I'll just.
Oh, that's a good warning. I think we're both going to be down at Hilton Head at an event in a couple of weeks. So that's a good warning for me.
Oh, that's yeah. I used to live in Hilton Head, and my parents now moved there after I left, and so that's my home away from home. So have fun there.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be my first time. But yeah, we'll have a party. It's interesting too. I'm glad you guys are coming back. But last year we tried to get, not to go, on a tangent here, we tried to get live capybaras in the booth.
Yeah.
We just love the capybaras that you had, like on the pictures and everything. But
we wanted to do like a capybara cocktail hour, but we'll see if we can make it happen. We started it too late, but we got time still now, so we'll see if we can make it happen. Anyways, we'll see.
Please make that happen. We will help in any way.
My son would be so jealous. We'll have to talk this offline. So
yeah, no, I'll give you a heads up if it's going to happen.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about, you said you were there at the launch of the brand, and I know the brand's been through 2 names now. Right. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Sure. But take us back to the beginning. How did getting hurt by a golf tee end up inspiring Jolly Golf?
Yeah, I think this is kind of a pain that we've all had, an injury we've all had on the course. So the origin story of the brand is I was at a member guest. It was a fall member guest in New England. It was October something, maybe 1st. And it was like 70 degrees. We had this picture perfect day. I was with my buddy, Matt, who's a great player, by the way, played at University of Michigan. Vibes were high. We were ready to tee off on 1. And I stuck my hand in my tee pocket to get my ball marker out. And something stabbed me between my fingernail and my finger. And it was a tee or a pencil. I don't know what was in there that got me, but it hurt so bad. Now, it's not like I, had to cancel my round for the day, but it was just so frustrating. And, I've always loved accessories. I've bought every valuables pouch, every glove holder, you name it. But I've just never come across something that held the things the way I wanted to. And after I stabbed myself, I said, there's got to be something in a different way to do this. So I was thinking about it. It was kind of, on my mind. And my daughter, who actually was turning 10 the next week, got a sewing machine for her birthday. And I had this idea in my mind. And I said, all right, I said to her, hey, sweetie, give me like a 10-minute tutorial on the sewing machine. I want to put something together. And she was like, Dad, you do this. That's how you do it. Like, this is what you want to do. I went to Joanne Fabrics, which was like otherworldly for me. I'd never been there before. Picked up a couple things and spent 3 days on her sewing machine, just kind of sewing elastic and canvas together, trying to figure out how to get tees and ball markers to stay in place. After 3 days, I basically broke her sewing machine because I didn't know what I was doing. I had to go get my own. But that was the start of it. It was just like, I had looked for an accessory that would solve my problem and just never found it. and decided to go fix it on my own. I didn't think that, Jolly Golf would be what Jolly Golf is in 2026, which is nothing but a ton of fun and, a really cool company that, I get the benefit of enjoying. But that's kind of the simple beginning.
So you talk about this problem that you had reaching into your pocket. So what was the problem that you saw and that no one else was solving in the golf industry that led to this?
Yeah. So all the organization tools that I found, pre Jolly Golf, Goodfellow Golf at the time, when we kicked off in 25, they were just bags, right? So you had like a cool Seamus valuables pouch, or you had a drawstring pouch that was leather and it had logos on it, all really cool accessories, but it really was just another tee pocket that you stick your hand in that was disorganized. So I tried a bunch of different solutions. I tried Ziploc bags. I tried valuables pouches. I tried glove holders. I tried Crown Royal bags. We've all had a Crown Royal bag, right?
I had a Blanton one for a while.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We all did it. And it just, my bag was still disorganized. The other thing that came along with it was you just accumulate things, right? I would have 7, 8, 9 ball markers, and I like to walk. So even though, one ball marker is not super heavy, like if you start accumulating all that stuff, it becomes heavier and heavier. So I think, the difference that we have with our product line is A, there's a place for everything, but B, it also disciplines you as a golfer. You can't accumulate that much stuff. You get 9 tees. That's what our products are made for. They've got 9 tee slots. You don't really need more than 9 tees when you're playing golf. So, what's there. You open it up and okay, I got 9 tees. I got my ball markers. I'm ready to go. Or I don't have them. Let me restock and go. And it just takes one. So one of my tricks was I'd have like 1 valuables pouch for tees, 1 for ball markers, and 1 for divot tools. Well, I didn't need that. So I had a bunch of different solutions I was trying to make work, and it just didn't work for me. And that's really what we've brought to market. We've got a couple different products depending on what type of golfer you are. So depending on what type of round you're having, you got different essentials, if you will. One we don't talk about a lot, but is still available, is our Merrymaker product that holds either 8 nips and 4 cigars or 7 slim cans. So that's more the walking social round, but depending on the round you have, we've got an organizer for you.
Greg, you put your favorite product in there, Greg.
What?
Your favorite product can go in that one. 8 nips.
8 nips. Yeah. I'm not, don't get me started. I think Fireball's an abomination. And it's give me but I told Steve the other day, I said, put any other kind of whiskey in there and I'm happy. So
before we were live, we were talking about Chicago, Steve, before you got here. Greg and I were talking. You throw the Malort in there, that'll wake you up. I don't know if you guys have had that.
That'll wake you up. To be honest, I'd rather have Malort. Let's be honest. Not really. That's not true.
No,
that's not true.
No, that's not the route you're going to go.
No.
So
the Malort Advent calendar I saw this year was I don't know why
I may or may not have gifted that to a loved one. So
nice.
You started. You broke a sewing machine. Had to buy yourself one and your daughter one after that.
Yeah.
As you made those early prototypes, what did they teach you?
Sewing is very difficult. I mean, it's so hard to put these things together, which is why I was so relieved when other people started taking over the manufacturing and even the prototyping of it. It's just so difficult to do it. But, I think because I didn't have a background in it and I didn't know what was the right way to do something and what was the wrong way to do something, it allowed me to really get creative about different solutions and different processes and whatnot. I almost not stay ignorant, but I've got this fantastic creative director. She handles really the design of the product. She's taken the product from a utilitarian organizer that we launched as Goodfellow Golf in the Inventor Spotlight in 2025. And she's made it this, form plus function product, but it's tough to make them. It takes a lot of time. It takes a ton of iterations. And when you're not very skilled at it, like I'm not, I mean, I was kind of showing you these before. This is one of my better prototypes of the Purist. It's about 3 times the size. It's ugly.
Steve's not hitting buttons.
Yeah. Okay. So it's ugly, but it carries everything you have. But, there's so much detail that goes into it. We've partnered with a great manufacturer who really guides us a lot of the times in terms of the product changes. We're still iterating constantly. But going back to that kind of ignorance, I go into it with, the solutions that we're looking for. Sometimes you got to think outside the box. And I think we've been able to come up with some really fun, unique solutions. In fact, we're an organizer that stays lightweight. I don't think in many of the conversations I have with people who have it in their bag and love it, I don't even think they're fully utilizing all the unique tools the way that we've intended them to be used. So I think we've got a long way to go in terms of making it perfect. I don't think we'll ever make it perfect. We'll always be trying to improve it. But yeah, so back to your question, Steve. I mean, it's tough. It's so hard to make these things. I got nothing but respect for people that can do this. I'm always impressed when I see, there's all these bespoke companies online on Instagram that are making head covers, even something that looks as simple, quote unquote, as a head cover. Like, look what you mentioned Dormy's. Like, look what Dormy's doing. I mean, it's just the detail that's being put into it, the craftsmanship. It's awesome. It's something to aspire to for us.
So speaking of that, like things to aspire to, what does quality mean to Jolly Golf, and how do you make sure that your products live up to the standard that you want and that you want to deliver to us golfers?
Yeah. So, I put it this way, as a business, a luxury product deserves a luxury price. And as a consumer, though, a luxury price demands quality. So we are, a luxury product, and we're going to continue to aspire to be even more so in the luxury space as we evolve the product. But we can't forsake the quality from that perspective. It's got to be, a product that's going to last you. This isn't a bag that you're going to buy every year. This isn't an annual purchase. This is something that, in our mind, the way we look at it, I want somebody to go to somewhere like a Rodeo Dunes who just brought the product in. Shout out Rodeo Dunes. Thank you. I want someone to go there as a destination trip and have that purist or pilgrim for 20 years and use it as their organizer and always think back on that trip and remember it and have it as like just a piece of their memory of the golf that they played that week or the people that they met that week. And that's our focus. So, we're not building a product that's going to be replaced, if you will. I mean, unless we come up with some new crazy, design, which I think we've done a pretty good job so far. These products should be something that stick with you for a long time.
That's great. That's what I mean. I like what you said there about that high quality, high price, but high quality for the consumer there is, I think, what makes the difference. We've worked in customer service our whole life, and that's where you really make that impact on your customers. So
yeah, I mean, the expectation is that's appropriate. So I think that we should be held to that standard.
So you talked about the purist. You talked about the purist there, and it was the product that started everything for you guys.
Yep.
What makes it different from every other golf valuables pouch?
I mean, I think, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but there's a spot for everything. You open a valuables pouch right now, you see every tees, ball markers, divot tools, you name it. It's got everything in there. You got to go find it. Much like I dug into my tee pocket, you got to dig into a valuables pouch. So that's one, is just the spot for everything. You open it up, how many tees you have, your divot tools there, your ball markers are there, you got your flats. If you have cash or you have a scorecard in there, you got everything there. In addition, it causes or creates discipline. And I think the discipline is key. Like over this course of a summer, I live in the Northeast now and from Chicago originally. Over the course of the summer, at the end of the summer, I'd have like 7 pounds of garbage that I just didn't need. 50 tees, multiple ball markers. What the purist, the pilgrim, whichever product you're using does, it says, this is what you need. This is it. Everything you need, nothing you don't. We like to say, if you have clubs, balls, and our products properly stocked, you're ready to go play golf.
That's great. So you have now the purist and you have other products. When you're designing new products or coming up with a different iteration of something or the newest thing to hold all of this stuff, what do you think about first? Are you looking at, like you talked about, the functionality? Are you looking at the aesthetics? Or is it just the overall golfer's experience with that product?
No, it's function. I mean, we're here to solve a problem. I think, yes, we want the product to look nice. Yes, we want it to be something that has that quality, that luxury feel to it. And we're getting better and better at that. But, you know, going back to the first conversations that we had at the Inventor Spotlight, this is what you need. This is where you need it. It fits in the bag. It's lightweight. Those are the things that are key. And we're constantly trying to improve that. I mean, even from January of 2025 to January of 2026, we made so many advancements in the functionality of the product and came out with a second product because we recognize that people are going to use it slightly different. The tools are probably pretty much the same, what you need, but how you use it's going to be a little bit different. But we can't do anything if we fail on the functionality. And I think, quite frankly, that's what Valuables pouches do. They have great aesthetics. I love them. I mean, I've got a ton of them. They're super cool. They're leather, or they're wax canvas or whatever. They have great logos on them, but they don't have the functionality that really I aspired to create. And I think we've done a pretty good job of.
Well, I think you've done a great job, because I remember when we were at the show with you, everything you were showing us, like you started with the first pouch and how that was in there. Then you went to this, and everything, you could just tell that your passion behind the product is about how useful and how functional it is.
Yeah.
And when we're at the show, when we're looking at new products or we're looking at things, I think the best products that are out there for golfers are ones that solve something, whether it's a problem, whether it's making something better. And yours kind of does all of that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, the aesthetics are important, though. You know, like we want to be able to give these courses the ability to put their logo on it in a variety of different ways. We want individuals to feel like, hey, I'm putting something in my bag that's a fashion statement. And I think that comes from, me personally. Like, I've bought dozens and dozens of head covers over the time, or, we all like having the logos on our chest, like those types of not billboard necessarily, but kind of those talking points where it's like, oh, you've been there? Like, tell me about that trip. We all get to the first tee and we look at who's wearing what and who's got what head cover. I mean, I don't go a hole without saying, hey, you've been to Bandon. Tell me about your Bandon trip. Where'd you stay? What was your favorite course? That's my favorite question about Bandon, because everyone has a different opinion, right? So I think that piece was important. You want it to be somewhat of a, memorabilia type, but so that needs aesthetics. And we're continuing to improve on that. I mean, I just got off the phone right before we got on this call or this meeting here with my creative director again. And we were going through like, okay, we can solve this from a looks perspective. What does that impact from a function perspective? And, if there's going to be a trade-off, it'll be on looks.
I'm just telling you, a Golfing Dads logo on one of these in the booth next year might look amazing. I don't know, just might. It might look.
We can see what we can do. We can get you a logo.
I know. If that's not in my email by the end of the podcast, then that's a problem.
You got a busy night tonight. I will warn you that.
I know a guy. We'll get
really quick. We're gonna pay some bills here. Cobra is at the forefront of innovation, redefining performance with groundbreaking technology like Future Fit 33, advanced 3D printing capabilities. Every detail is engineered to fit you, providing unmatched comfort, precision, and results. Learn more about how Cobra can improve your game at cobragolf.com. Which product represents Jolly Golf best, and why?
Okay, well, I would say the Purist, because it's the most versatile, and it was our first. It really, the other thing it does, I talk about discipline, it also has a phone pocket. And what I love about the phone pocket is it puts your phone away. So it allows you to say, hey, I'm here, I'm playing golf, I'm with the people around me. So it's that second barrier from a phone perspective, rather than just having it ready. I personally use the Pilgrim. And I use it because it's the lightest, it's the smallest, it's the most minimalist. So, and I like to walk. But I think both are fantastic. But I think if I had to choose one, and the Purist has been probably the most popular as well because of its versatility. And the Pilgrim came out second.
So in these different products, you put so much attention to detail in them. What's one detail in your products that you think customers might not notice, or but it took a tremendous amount of effort to get right?
Yeah. So the ball marker pocket, as simple as it is, has been the hardest thing to master. And we're still trying to iterate upon it. And I think in the next year at 27, not to give anything away, you'll see some improvements. But so it started in 25. We had what we call the bikini pocket, if you're familiar with it. And I think, I got one here. We call it the bikini pocket because it looks like, well, a bikini. So you see it here. It started with just this bikini, just this kind of shape on the bottom. There was no strap. And that was fine. It held poker chip ball markers. It kept things in place. But as I used it, the ball mark would fall out if it was too thin or if it was a little smaller. So we started to think like, okay, how do we fix this? And I mentioned our creative director. We started to iterate on different ideas. She said, hey, what if we put a strap on the top to kind of snap to this bikini part? And I said, okay, well, that sounds like a good idea. And I had always had a frustration with flats with the pegs. You guys are familiar with these, right? So you want to, I carry a ball marker, a bulk poker chip size ball marker, and a peg ball marker. So I can have a flat one on the, and they're always a pain to store. But once we had this strap in place, we put a little hole, we flipped the ball marker upside down and put the peg through it, solved it immediately. And it's been a game changer in my bag. So as a user, as a consumer, again, I know I've got a flat. So when I start my round, I take the flat out, I take the poker size ball marker out, and we're ready to go. Most people, I think right now, and I kind of referenced it earlier, I don't think a lot of people are even doing that yet. And again, this year for us has been a big education year. Like our big focus this year has been just get people to know who we are and know what we're doing. Those type of education pieces and like how to use the product are going to continue to come. But that piece took multiple iterations, and we're still trying to improve that. We're still trying to make the ball marker stay in the right amount, come out easily. And it's tough to do. But again, having the right people in our corner, and I referenced Jenna, our creative director. She's got 10 years experience in women's apparel and other things, and she's very, very creative. She can, draw 10 different options for us to fix something. And we focus, to your question earlier, we focus on the functionality, and then we see what looks good with aesthetics.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think we'll keep the bikini though. It's just fun to say bikini pocket too.
It is.
That is fun to say.
I'm glad you didn't go with like Speedo, because that was weird.
No, I couldn't keep a straight face if I was saying that.
No. So you've got the Pilgrim, you've got the Purist, and they serve different golfers. I know you said you carry the Pilgrim because it's a little lighter and you walk. If you had to walk somebody through which one would be right for them, how would you walk them through figuring out which one they should be getting?
Yeah. So, Ed, I don't know if you remember, we had this kind of decision tree on the side of our booth at the PGA show. But, one is, do you walk or, so I'll throw the Merrymaker into. Question one is, do you walk or ride? Right? If you're riding every time, I'll introduce the Merrymaker a little bit and be like, okay, what type of round? How social are you? Are you having cocktails? Are you putting a dozen golf balls in? That type of thing. If you're walking, I'm never going to go Merrymaker. So if you're walking, it's Purist, Pilgrim. If you're walking half the time and you're riding half the time, I'd immediately say, hey, go to the Purist. It's going to give you the versatility. It's going to give you a little extra storage. It's going to fit in your apparel pocket. And actually, quite frankly, on most bags, like I use a Titleist Carbon 4 and I use a Jones Rover bag, it fits perfectly in the side pocket, at the smaller pocket. Now, if somebody says to me, hey, I'm a dew sweeper, I'm out first tee time of the day, I'm always walking. If I'm not carrying myself, I have a caddy. I tell them to go Pilgrim, unless they really want to carry a couple extra gloves and they want that extra barrier of protection of putting my phone away and storing it there. If they're not caring that much about that, then I'd say go to the Pilgrim.
Nice.
You can get both, but you don't need both.
Hey, we always recommend getting more. That's sometimes you need one for one thing and the other. I was trying to look up if I had a photo, because I know I do, of that decision charts, and I just couldn't find it right now. But so the
other question I would ask the golfer is, do you change bags? So if you change bags, like I know some people, they'll have a cart bag, they'll have a push cart bag, they'll have a walking bag, and they'll have a Mackenzie kind of a 9-hole par 3 bag. If you're changing bags a lot like that, I would say go Pilgrim, because it's always going to fit in the pocket.
Okay, that makes sense. So what's been the most surprising piece of like customer feedback that you've received since like starting this brand?
So we had, even way back at the first event, we had an individual come up to our booth, and this is where it clicked to me that, hey, we've got something here. And the individual said to me, before I saw your product, I didn't know I had this problem. And now I've seen this product and I can't forget I have this problem. Right. So that was, to me, it was like, they got it. Right. Like it turned a light on in that individual. And hopefully it's turning lights on in other individuals' minds too, to say like, we just accept that our bags are dirty. We accept, cluttered, chaotic, whatever it is. I think over centuries of carrying golf bags, people are just like, I've got these small accessories and I just kind of throw them in there. And what we're hoping to do is say, you don't have to do that, right? Just because it's always been done that way doesn't mean it always needs to continue to be done that way. So, from a Jolly Golf perspective, I think we're solving this problem that people didn't know they had.
That's one of our favorite things, is finding a solution to something that they didn't know they had.
Yeah.
We're going to take this interview a little differently than we take most of our interviews right now.
Sure.
Just over a year ago, my now 10-year-old turned 9. And for his birthday, all he and his friends wanted to do was to hug a capybara.
Okay.
And there's a place in Orlando that you can do that at. It's called Wild Florida.
Hold on, I found this too. So
yeah, you did. Yep.
Yeah.
And so for his birthday, we took 3 of his friends out to Wild Florida to hang out with the capybaras. So all of a sudden you guys launch and you've got a capybara as your logo and your mascot, and this feel good idea. So where did the idea of the capybara come from, but how did it become such a big part of the brand?
He's jolly, man. He's jolly. We've got a female now, Mary. Mary is our female capybara. They're good friends. As I built the brand and the idea for the brand, obviously the product was first and foremost, but I started to think about like, what do I want this brand to stand for? And it's like the line I keep coming up with is like, be the type of person you want to play golf with, right? Be the type of person you want to spend 18 holes alongside, because really quickly, if you want to spend time with somebody, if you play golf with them, if you like somebody on the golf course, by the end of 18, you want to spend more time, you trust them, probably, you think they're an upstanding human being. It just reveals so much character. So I wanted to do this and have this conversation with the brand about like, be nice, like, just don't be a jerk, be somebody that people want to spend time with. So I started to think about, okay, like what animals talk, kind of give you that sense. And I actually, no joke, I Googled what is the friendliest animal, and capybara came up. And I started to research. I was like, okay, I remember in 2016, the Olympics were down in Brazil and the capybaras were all over the place. If you guys remember that. I was like, okay, so I know there's like a link to golf that way. But I started to research, like they get along with crocodiles, they get along with birds, they get along with all these different animals. So they're just kind of living in this area, and they're just getting along well with everybody. And it's not like they're hanging out with just themselves. And I think that's great for golf, because like when you're on the golf course, you could get along with everybody. I think the world needs, I don't have to get too deep, but the world needs more people getting along with people they may disagree with politically, socially, whatever it is. And I just look at the capybara as somebody who emulates that. And we kind of ran with it. When we talked to the creative, the individual who Seth McWhorter did our logo. And really the conversation is like, make a friendly looking golfer, like make them a little, chubby, make them stocky, make them just like look like a nice guy, and put them in some old school clothing and let's kind of run with it. I didn't think it would be as well liked as it is, but I think people are yearning for that type of like get along mentality, get along with people that maybe on paper it wouldn't look like you get along. I mean, I had this conversation earlier. You guys probably know Chris Simpson from Nor'easter Sticks. We've become really good friends. He makes some fantastic hickory alignment sticks. Anyways, if you saw him and I next to each other, you'd be like, these guys, they don't make sense next to each other. He spent a lot of time in the Pacific Northwest. He's been like a ski bum, all these things. And I'm, fairly straight-laced and buttoned up and whatever. We just don't appear to be individuals that you'd see golfing together. We get along swimmingly. And I think that's what we need to do. man, woman, different, races, different religions. Like, let's just get along. If a capybara can get along with a crocodile, we can all get along.
I was gonna say that's amazing right there. We need more of that in the world. We need to just understand we all have our differences. We all disagree on things, and I think sports does it best, that it brings people together, and we just need to understand that. Like, we were talking about the Cubs, like, and Red Sox, and Steve's a Red Sox fan. I'm a Yankees fan. I root for the Cubs. You root for the Cubs. But those differences, we still get along. We still can razz each other about it and be respectful.
Exactly.
And that's what we need. So,
I mean, we're all out here. I think we're out here trying to be good people, live good lives, right? Hang out with our families, make good friends, enjoy our relationships. To me, on the golf course, that's, I think a great place to do it. It forges wonderful relationships. 100%. And I think the Capybara, they figured that out.
So I'm going to talk about that. That's my next question is, so you talked about the traits of the Capybara and the personality with Jolly Golf. So has it been surprising, or has it been heartwarming, or have golfers really embraced this Capybara mascot for Jolly Golf?
I think everybody likes it. He's super cute. So is Mary. They're super cute. They're very fun. We're going to continue to do fun things with them. But I call them our aspirational mascots. I mean, none of us as humans are perfect. When I look at Jolly, I think, hey, I want to be like Jolly, right? So what do we aspire to be? What type of personality, what type of human being do we aspire to be? I want to be this idea of Jolly. I think it's been great. Is it a community that we're building? I don't see it that way. I think the community is golf, right? And the community is like this wonderful sport that we all love, that creates so many opportunities for so many people. Mm-hmm. That's the community. We're a piece of that. But I think more people that love the game, love it for the etiquette, love it for, the self-governance, love it for a whole bunch of reasons. I think we all have this common bond of a game. And I think more of us are like Jolly or want to be like Jolly than don't.
We need more brands like that in this golf industry, because that's what we're about. We're about bringing everyone together and having a good time. That's what golf's about. You meet up on the golf course. I've met some of my best friends on the golf course, and it's about having fun, being respectful, and we need more of that in society. Golf is a good metaphor for society.
It's the quickest,
you're gonna have bad days.
It's the quickest forger of relationships I've ever seen. Like in 4 hours, what you can create, what you can get to know about somebody by watching them, by talking with them, by learning about them. It's a great way to get to know everybody and understand, like, hey, is this somebody I want to hang out with? And there's so many people that we look at, whatever we see on the surface and make a judgment. We don't need to make those judgments. Let's just get along.
Yeah, you can. I was a recruiter, and I said that I can do interviews because of what I learned on the golf course about talking to people and just getting to know people, that you just open up and have a good time. And you can really learn about someone just by how they act and play and are on the golf course.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. Hey, really quick before we continue, dial in your game with the Bridgestone Tour B featuring Mindset. The visual cues help you focus, commit, and roll it pure. Same tour level performance now with a smarter way to lock in. Find your fit and play the Tour B today. BridgestoneGolf.com. So, you guys, Brandon, you talked about being at the first PGA show under the Goodfellow Golf name and in your original name, and you've gone to Jolly Golf now. What drove the change, and then what does be jolly, be good mean to you?
Yeah. So what drove the change was lawyers.
They do that a lot.
They do that a lot.
They do. Yeah. So Goodfellow is a trademark that is owned by another company. I thought we were far enough away from that. We applied for a trademark. We were served with a cease and desist. And, I think kind of good things come out of these types of situations. First of all, you learn a lot. But at the time, we still had Jolly at the time. So it was obviously like the song, He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Like those are the types of like feelings we wanted to kind of evoke. So I started to say like, all right, well, we want Goodfellow is like very obviously straight at you. Like, hey, be a good fellow. To lean into it, I wanted to keep that theme because it was still what was most important to me from a brand perspective. So after we got the cease and desist and we went through the legal conversations, we said, all right, it's best to get rid of the name and move to something different. And Jolly Golf just stuck. And it's been awesome. I mean, I think it rolls off the tongue, first of all, better. We got a second chance at branding. And we were able to do it quick enough to make it kind of live in September of last year, and then really kind of made a big splash with it this year in January. Goodfellow holds a special place in my heart, obviously, but I'm really digging Jolly lately. And then Be Jolly, Be Good. Be Jolly. I think Jolly evokes this like feeling to me of, and I think many people, it's not just happy, it's not just like kind, it's like this combination of a whole bunch of positive words, and it's a great sense. So Be Jolly is just be jolly. Be Good is kind of, 2 words, like be good, be a good person. I went to a school, the president of the school had a famous quote, go out and do well, but more importantly, go out and do good. So I kind of played off of that, go out and do good idea, be good. But also when the ball's in the air, we all say, be good, right? You're always kind of like, when you hit a good shot, you're just kind of doing that. Oh, be good, be good, be good. So I wanted to keep that in there too. So kind of double meaning with the be good, but that's kind of where it comes from.
I mean, when we were in your booth last year and you saw in that photo, just the energy and the happiness that's in that booth with the capybaras, with your products, with just your personality, it was unbelievable. It was infectious. And I think that's what this game needs, is more of that positive energy. So thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're having fun. Thank you.
But on another note, so to get that positivity out there to everyone, if you could put a Jolly Golf product in every golfer's bag tomorrow, which one would you try to get out there and why?
Man. I mean, it's got to be the Purist. It's the most versatile one. I think it's going to make the most amount of people happy. That will give people, generally, let's say 75% of golfers are going to run down that Purist route. You're going to have like 15 to 18% are going to go and, do the Pilgrim, kind of that I'm always walking. And then you got the social Saturday. I'm out with my buddies and don't do 8 nips all in one, like pass them out. The Merrymaker 8 nips and 4 cigars was originally that, because it was give 2, front 9 for your foursome, back 9 for your foursome, and then everybody gets a cigar. It was like a share it. But I do think that's the minority of golfers. And drink responsibly would be my guidance on that one, but don't have it all for yourself.
I mean, you know why there's 18 holes in golf, right?
I do.
So that's why you made it, like right there. For tradition.
Yeah, we looked more at the sharing part of it, but that's how we came.
That's the better way to do it.
Yeah,
share that joy and being jolly on the golf course.
Yeah, exactly.
So somebody's watching tonight and they want to know where they can find their Pilgrim, their Purist. Where can they go to find you guys?
So Instagram, Jolly Golf Co. Online, it's jolly.golf, jollygolf.com. Not hard to find. I think if you're searching Jolly Golf Organizer, we've done a good job with the search engine optimization to have them find us. But yeah, if you got any questions, you can email us, jolly@jollygolf.com. Paul@jollygolf.com. Both of them will come to me one way or the other. But please reach out. We're happy to answer any questions. We've had a lot of really good, that's the other thing, talking about people. Like, we're meeting so many great people. We're getting such great feedback from them. And then to this point, like the community that exists within golf, it's just been, a little pinch me over the last 18 months. The people we've gotten to talk to, in January, we did a collaboration with Seamus. It was like, I've always looked up to Akbar for so long, like those types of things, because it's such a small community. It's been great. And we should make it smaller. I don't mean shrink the game. I mean, we should all come together better. And I invite anybody to reach out to me if they need to.
And I will say that's my favorite thing about the PGA show each year is when we started going, you were so intimidating. But then when you go year after year, you're like, it gets bigger, but it gets smaller, because
it does. Exactly.
You're like, oh, go talk to this person, go see this person. And everyone wants to help everyone out. And that's what this game is about bringing everyone together.
Absolutely. It's lovely.
Paul, well, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate the time tonight. and can't wait to my bag's right behind me and it needs some organization, so I'll be in
touch. Steve and Greg, let's do it. My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
And if you're ever up in this area or want to catch up a Cubs game or play golf, let me know.
I'm going to the President's Cup, so if you're going to go, let me know.
Oh, okay. I will be funny enough getting back from Hawaii right before that, so I might try to sneak up. It's tough life.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Well, enjoy that.
We have to put up with. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right, take care, guys.
Have a good one, Paul. So I mean, that's what this game is about. This game is about growing the game. It is about a community that brings everyone together when we're on the golf course, and that's what all brands should be about. All brands should be about bringing people together. And Steve, I think you have something to say about this right now, because
I do.
There was something that happened in the golf world, and we've talked about LIV, and we've beaten that dead horse.
We're going to get to that. That's not leading news tonight.
But that's not the leading story tonight. The leading story tonight is what went on with another brand.
Let me just read
Steve, go right into it.
You know, in January, the Golfing Dads, we embarked on an endeavor at the PGA show that we'd been planning for 5 months. We were filming a series that we titled Her Swing. The idea behind this series was about empowering women in golf. We intentionally highlighted female influencers, CEOs, professional golfers, content creators, and industry executives. All of these amazing women were not only willing to shed light on the industry, but are amazing role models. This past weekend, Good Golf and Callaway thought it would be a great idea to post a video launching the new Good driver. In the video, one of the members of the Good Girls team was taking a driver out of her boyfriend's bag, at which point he charges her, shoulder checks her to the ground, and then stands over and says, "Do not touch my new driver." How this video made it past marketing, PR, legal, and anybody with a brain, it's beyond me. Callaway, your response has been pathetic. In February of 2022, you paused your relationship with Phil Mickelson due to comments that he said in an interview about the Saudi Arabian political environment. It took 23 months and Phil saying something for the world to find out that you were no longer working together. We've got a pattern here. Today, you stand with Good shoulder to shoulder and trying to find a way to move forward. It took you a second statement to denounce domestic violence. Callaway, you need to do better. What message are you sending to any woman out there, including your LPGA staff players, by not separating yourself from Good? You approve the message. Obviously, you think you can now sell drivers with the Good logo on them and think that people will forget. Well, you're wrong. Tell me one woman who will buy their husband or boyfriend a Callaway driver. Tell me one woman who will not be mad with their husband or boyfriend buying products and supporting your company for the stance you've taken. ABC shut down a season of The Bachelorette due to domestic violence. That's the appropriate way to handle this. Currently, the newest season of The Big Break, Good, was supposed to be airing right now. Golf Channel has chosen to push it back a week due to one of the show's sponsors wanting to pull out from the show. We're looking at you, Golf Channel, to see what the next move is. Brian Rolap spoke about this today. He was very first stance in the matter. He addressed it, said it's not what the tour wants. And I hope that there are things going on behind the scenes of the PGA Tour to take steps going forward. We understand everyone makes mistakes. Everything can be forgiven, but it will take time. I'm glad I didn't have to wake up today and find a new partnership for the brands we associate ourselves with.
I mean, this is powerful, people. You have to understand there's a lot of people making comments out there that are making light of the situation. Did Good do something wrong? Yes. Did they handle that initial reaction wrong? Absolutely. Are they bad people? No. They're immature. They're young guys that do this immature content that people like. But there's a line you don't cross. And when you cross a line like that, there are consequences for your actions. And as Steve was saying there, and as the golfing dads, we look at it as fathers that we wouldn't want our daughters, our sons to act or be treated this way. So we're asking you, Callaway, do better and do something about this. The PGA Tour, Brian Rolap, I think you're doing a good job about what you're doing here. You're not jumping to a conclusion and you're letting this get all figured out, but you're saying that it is wrong immediately. Big break. I think it's great that I love your show. I love the Golf Channel. I love that you are taking a step back from this right now and saying, hey, we're going to hold off on this and look at it before we make any decisions. That's the right way to do this. But what happened in this video was wrong. Now, with all that being said, let's talk about the video itself. It was terrible. Like,
it was Charles Barkley.
It was terrible. So bad. Like, it was a bad all around. Like, I get you were trying to make a concept of like the driver possesses you, and that didn't really come across. And you could have done that in so many better ways. I think, Steve, you had a good idea that you could have done this where like you take the driver and then she bombed it 500 yards down the fairway and then tries to keep it and steal it from him. Like, that's what could have been done here. But you chose violence. And that is unacceptable. And
literally violence.
We don't promote that. We promote, like we were just talking here, bringing everyone together. So good. I think you need to do better. I don't think we need to cancel you. I don't think all of that needs to happen. I'm just saying, do better.
Greg,
and
you said something to me though Greg, you said something to me on the phone this weekend when we were talking about this that I do want to address though. Is Bud Light got canceled for a beer can.
Yeah, Bud Light got canceled for something. Like, let's put our things in order here. They got canceled for something that was Bud Light was trying to do something nice, and they got canceled for it. Whether you agree with what Bud Light was doing, that's fine. If you don't want to drink Bud Light because of what they align themselves with, that's fine. But that's what we're saying here is don't align yourself with someone who's promoting violence.
Correct.
Let's get our priorities in order here. Let's come together. Let's be better. Let's be better people. Let's be golfers. We talked about
I want to pay a
before.
Bill really quick, and then we have a surprise.
Ourselves out. We do have a surprise. We'll get to the surprise. Let's pay some bills.
Level up your golf style with Golfish. Premium fit ball designs and gear that looks just as good at the clubhouse as it does over a cold one after the round. Whether you're teeing it up or tuning into the golfing dads, rep a brand that lives and breathes the game. Golfish, made for golfers by golfers. Golfish.com. And
talk about quality in your golf apparel. Golf.
I thought you were talking about our surprise there. Our surprise is quality.
Our surprise is the.
I'm gonna quote some penguins from Madagascar.
The headless
Dave.
Welcome to the show, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Welcome back.
I still do exist.
Oh. You're only off for a week. I mean, we've had some
7.
We've had some fun, but a lot has happened here. So first off, let's go into what happened here in Indianapolis this week, and let's talk about what may have been the last LIV tournament of all time. Might not be, but a lot of things are actually showing that way right now. So I have to say, I'm going to compare, first off, last year to this year. Last year, it looked like a party. It looked like it was crowded, like there were a lot of people there. From everything I heard this year, it was the exact opposite. It was not louder. It was quieter. It was trying to be loud, like LIV was trying to be louder, but the crowd wasn't there, and it wasn't living up to the hype that it kind of did last year. So that's where I'm starting.
I'm going to start with walk-up music.
Well, okay, here's my question. I'm going to ask this question. So Terrell Hatton, for the last 2 years, has had the best walk-up music. So last year was I'm a Little Teacup. That's what Terrell Hatton walked up to last year. If we remember that, It was the greatest walk-up music. And I got to say, of all the things we talk about LIV, I love the idea of walk-up music, and I wish that the PGA would pick this up.
Yes.
But this year, Steve, I mean, if we're not going to read into anything, let's read into something. But if you come out to Queen and it's not, we are the champions, when your team is destined to be the champions, you come out to, I want to break free.
And then Tom McKibben coming out to break free.
Like, everyone is coming out to, I need to get out of this. Even the players are now trying to get out of this at this point. What does that say for LIV 2.0? Or what LIV 2.0 is? Or is LIV 1 done and LIV 2.0 is not happening? But Terrell Hatton, kudos to you. I want you back on tour. I've said that for years now, is that I miss you on the tour. I think you're a fun guy, and I think that you had fun with this. And this is the personality that I want to see back on the PGA Tour.
It's like launching new Coke and then going back to Coke Original.
That is a great analogy, Dave. We are glad you are back for giving us that gem. That is perfect. It's true. It's saying, hey, we got new Coke, which is LIV. And then like, nah, we're going to go back to regular Coke because we messed that one up.
All the nuggets of knowledge have just
that's a great one. I think no one has said that anywhere. I think that's brilliant.
I mean,
and then you get to
and
all of a sudden Monday afternoon, Bryson posts,
thanks for the memories, or what it's been a good run. It's been a good run. It's been a good run.
It's been a good run.
Well, wasn't his contract up at the end of this year anyway?
It was, but he was going hard all in on trying to be LIV's future because he has no home to go back to, and he knows it.
So they talk about this, and Roll-Up addressed this today too, and I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat McAfee. You did an amazing job last night emceeing the Pacers Foundation softball game, which was also a ton of fun. Thank you to Tyrese Halliburton for putting that on in the city of Indianapolis. So glad that you are healthy and back this year and going to do great things for the Pacers and take us all the way this year. But he said that there is no roadmap for LIV players to come back right now. He addressed this. He said they had a chance.
I think he showed his cards today, is what I think he was doing. And that was 100%. On purpose. He showed his cards and said, we're in the driver's seat, you're not.
Yeah, he's playing chess.
100%.
Checkers. He is saying the right things. He said the right thing about this Callaway good thing. He's saying the right things about this LIV thing. He knows what he's doing. He's not jumping to a conclusion so that we can all pounce on him for anything. He is saying the right things, and I like the way he is leading the tour right now.
I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. Speaking of which, if your young golfer wants to head to the tour at some point, get your young golfer started right with Upswing Golf and their full lineup of kids clubs. Designed for proper fit, real performance, and serious fun. Upswing Golf, grow like a pro, upswinggolf.com. As we talk about leading the tour, there's a report that's come out from our friends at Nuclear Golf that the PGA Tour, the DP World Tour, and I want to make sure he's right. That's what I'm looking for really quickly right here, are coming together to do a series of events. Maybe I need to go here. As a fall series in where is it? Here it is. A fall global series that could launch as soon as 2028 and see up to 9 events in locations such as England, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, France, Spain, Italy, Australia, and South Africa.
So I think this is a great opportunity. And LIV talked about that they grow the game in other places. They've brought the game to Australia, and they had great crowds there. And we've always said that just going to places is not growing the game. But I think having opportunities to go to these places could be a lot of fun.
I have breaking news.
Okay, I thought you both froze there for a second.
No, I froze based on what I just read.
Okay.
Are you ready for the breaking news?
Hit the breaking news button.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. We got a thing for this, I think. Oh no, it's hot take, but we're gonna still play that anyway.
Golf Galaxy, the presenting sponsor of Good Big Break, is the one who requested to remove its branding from the show, which was scheduled to premiere tonight.
Kudos to Golf Galaxy.
Kudos to Golf Galaxy. I might go there tomorrow just to say thank you.
Yeah, Golf Galaxy. Which I mean, actually, it's Dick's Sporting Goods who owns Golf Galaxy, so it's Dick's. Kudos to Dick's Sporting Goods, and whose CEO is a female.
Yes.
So
yes,
that is a nice move by Dick's Sporting Goods to say that, hey, we're not going to align with this right now. So, all right.
I have a question for you. Did we watch the golf tournament this weekend?
Well, that's what I was going to go with. It was a fun golf tournament to watch.
Well, I have one question from the winner. There was an incident that occurred with the ball in the rough that 3 clubs got put down behind the ball.
I was hoping you were going to bring this up.
But he didn't step on any high grass.
He did not step on it.
But I think this is kind of that same thing of you keep pressing a club down behind the golf ball. I like that the RNA called out Bryson. I wish that the PGA would have called out Wyndham for this, because at some point, like, you can't do that. Like, you don't need to keep putting the club behind the ball. I get what you're trying to do, and you're going to say, hey, I'm just making sure, like, this is the look that I want for the visualization of the shot that I'm doing. That all makes sense. But that you keep pressing down there.
Yeah.
With different clubs.
You went 3 different clubs.
It was even called out by Frank Nobilo on TV.
Yeah. Like, at this point, it should have been called out for that. I mean, he still would have won. He would have gotten a 2-stroke penalty here, and he had a 3-stroke lead, so he still would have won the tournament. So it's like splitting hairs at this point. But you ended up winning, and that could have changed your psyche and everything through this, and it could have changed the outcome here. So, but some great golf played this weekend. I gotta say,
Dave, you didn't know this, Dave, but you picked Wyndham the winner last week.
Yeah, we didn't have a pick for you, so we gave you Wyndham. Actually, we gave you Wyndham decided on Sunday because it didn't matter. So we decided.
I probably should have just taken Ricky.
But we just said that
I do want to give kudos to one guy who played with hand, foot, and mouth disease, and as a parent, the thought of that.
My pick.
Well done, Scotty.
Pick started off with hand, foot, and we're all dads. We've all been through this with kids that take care and all of that stuff. So the ultimate golfing dad move of getting hand, foot, and mouth, and then playing in a golf tournament, and then making a comeback and a run on Sunday. Kudos to you, Scotty. Mm-hmm. I think that gets me a good pick last week. So we are into the Tour Championship now. It is the last event of the season until we go into the fall series. We have the President's Cup after this. So without further ado, Dave, besides Scotty Scheffler, who are we looking at this week?
Wait! Before that, we have one more bill to pay. Lock in your yardage with Nikon CoolShot rangefinders, fast, accurate distances, slope technology, crystal clear optics, so you can pick the right club with total confidence. Nikon CoolShot, see it, shoot it, stick it. Nikon Golf.
I don't have one.
Okay, Dave, you can make your pick now.
You went at the show.
Oh, that's very true. Going into this, coming up, Scotty, of course, leading the way at about 3.5. Rory at almost 8. Xander at 12.25. Ludwig 13.25. The one that is really down there that surprises me right now is Goddard. He's coming in at almost 20-1 right now. And I think out of anybody, he's got more of an outside shot at this than some of the people in front of him. So my pick really doesn't matter here. So
it does if you take Goddard up.
No, you two will pick. You two pick first, and then I will pick.
Steve,
I'll take Scotty because you can't.
Scotty?
You can't take him. So
and I was telling Dave not to pick him. I am picking Goddard. Goddard has played amazing this year. He started off hot. He had a little bit of a slump in the middle of the year, but has been playing really well as of late. He's got 3 wins this year. Let's make it a 4th, and let's get a tour championship
Dave,
for
can I make your
our
pick for you?
Bridgestone brethren.
So, Greg, Goddard was your first pick of the year as well, too. So you're starting and ending the year
on the same
Goddard.
guy, and he won.
Yes,
as my first pick of the year, and I'm going to finish strong with Chris Goddard, my brother from New Jersey.
Dave, just go ahead and write Rory in. We're good with that. We already know it's
yeah.
No, I wasn't gonna pick Rory.
Who are you gonna pick?
I am taking the same guy that I took last year to win it all.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Tommy Fleetwood.
I mean, that was I gotta say, that was your best pick you've had since last year.
Yeah.
That was your last win, I think.
Really was his best pick in the last 12 months.
He's going back to the well. We're all going back to one of our best picks. So
hey, can we really quickly? I know we're late. We're already late, so it doesn't matter. The announcement that came out today for 2028 with the Tour Championship being a 2-week match play event where you'll play in pods for the first weekend, and then it's 2 weeks.
Okay,
it's gonna be 3-week final, but championship will be a match play 2-week event.
Oh, okay, it's 3 weeks. Yeah, okay.
32 guys to the first week, and then into the finals the second weekend. Yay or nay?
Yay.
I like this. I like that it's playoffs. I like having a regular season and a playoff. I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. I think it makes the playoffs much more fun. So, yay.
The only thing that scares me is what happens if we get Tiger Stephen Ames in the final and it finishes 9-8 with TV.
I think that's exciting. It's when you get that Cinderella story out there, it can be exciting. You're going to have those years
there
that
wasn't Cinderella. Tiger lapped the field with Stephen Ames.
No, but I think that's what I'm saying is you're going to get those Cinderella stories that get there and then might get beat. You're going to have a Duke Butler type scenario out there. So it's going to be fun.
They're not giving points to Scotty, who has led this thing pretty much all year, could lose to Ryan Fox, could go on a heater and win the Tour Championship this weekend.
Yeah. It's anyone's game this week, so it makes it more exciting. It's not like, Scotty's so far ahead and he's going to have this. But that's why I think there needs to be a regular season champ and a playoff champ, and let's have fun with it. With all of that, everyone, like we said, do better, be better. We lost a legend today in Dolly Parton, who did better and is a great role model for women and everyone out there. Be better, put good back into this world. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Deuces.
Cheers.
All right, guys.